Imagine this. It's a dark night. You're walking home alone. Suddenly you hear footsteps behind you. Your heart starts to race. Your breath quickens. Fear grips you. This primal instinct, this surge of adrenaline is not just a feeling. It's a complex interplay of biology, neurology, and evolution. It's a story that unfolds within the very fabric of our being. Fear, in its purest form, is a survival mechanism. It's a warning system, a call to action in the face of danger. And it's deeply rooted in the history of life on Earth. When we perceive a threat, our senses spring into action. Our eyes widen to gather more light. Our ears perk up to catch the slightest sound. This sensory information is relayed to the brain, triggering a cascade of physiological changes. The sympathetic nervous system, responsible for the fight-or-flight response, kicks in. Adrenaline surges through our bloodstream. Our heart pumps faster, delivering oxygen and energy to our muscles. Breathing becomes rapid and shallow, supplying us with more oxygen. Blood sugar levels rise, providing fuel for our muscles. These changes prepare us to either confront the threat or flee to safety. Deep within the brain lies the amygdala, a small almond-shaped structure that plays a crucial role in processing emotions, particularly fear. It receives sensory information from the thalamus, a relay station for incoming sensory signals. The amygdala also communicates with the hippocampus, which is involved in memory formation. This connection explains why certain places, smells, or sounds can trigger fearful memories. Another key player is the hypothalamus, which controls the release of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. These hormones further amplify the body's physiological response to fear. Fear, while unpleasant, is essential for survival. In the wild, animals that are quick to react to danger are more likely to survive and pass on their genes. This evolutionary pressure has shaped our brains and bodies to be acutely sensitive to threats. Imagine our ancestors on the African savanna. A rustle in the grass could signal a predator. Those who hesitated, who failed to react with fear, were more likely to become prey. Fear in this context is not a weakness, but a strength. It's an adaptive response that has allowed our species to thrive in a dangerous world. Section 5. A spectrum of fear. Fear is a universal human experience, but how we experience and express fear varies greatly from person to person. Some people are naturally more anxious or fearful, while others are more daring or thrill-seeking. Factors such as genetics, upbringing, and life experiences can all influence our individual fear responses. Traumatic events, for example, can lead to phobias, which are intense and irrational fears of specific objects or situations. Culture also plays a role. What is considered frightening in one culture may be seen as mundane in another. Understanding these differences is crucial for fostering empathy and respect. Section 6. The animal kingdom's fear factor. Humans aren't the only ones who experience fear. Animals, from the smallest insects to the largest mammals, rely on fear to survive. The ways in which animals display fear are as diverse as the animal kingdom itself. Some animals, like deer, exhibit a classic freeze response, hoping to avoid detection by predators. Others, like skunks, rely on defensive mechanisms such as spraying foul-smelling liquids to deter attackers. And then there are animals like pufferfish that have evolved elaborate physical adaptations to ward off predators. These examples highlight the universality of fear as a survival mechanism across the animal kingdom. Section 7, Terrors of the Mind. While fear is often triggered by real, tangible threats, our minds are also capable of conjuring up fears that are not rooted in reality. These imagined fears, often fueled by anxiety or stress, can be just as debilitating as those based on real dangers. Phobias, panic attacks, and generalized anxiety disorder are all examples of how fear can manifest in unhealthy ways. These conditions often require professional help to manage and overcome. It's important to remember that seeking help for fear and anxiety is a sign of strength, not weakness. Mental health is just as crucial as physical health, and there's no shame in seeking support when we need it. Section 8. Conquering our fears. While we may never fully eradicate fear, we can learn to manage and even overcome our fears. Emotional therapy focuses on understanding and processing our emotions. which can be crucial in conquering fears. This type of therapy helps individuals to identify and express their emotions, reducing the intensity of fear responses. Emotional therapy can also help in reframing negative thought patterns and developing healthier emotional responses. By addressing the emotional roots of fear, individuals can gain greater self-awareness and resilience. The benefits of emotional therapy in conquering fears are profound, leading to personal growth and a sense of freedom. Section 9. Fearful facts. Here are some curious facts about fear. The fear of the number 13 is called triskaidekaphobia. The fear of clowns, coulrophobia, affects many. Ever heard of hippopotamonstrosis? It's the fear of long words. Our fascination with fear extends beyond our daily lives. Horror movies, haunted houses, and scary stories all tap into our primal fear responses, providing a safe and controlled way to experience the thrill of fear without actual danger. Fear, in its many forms, continues to shape our experiences and inspire our imaginations.